Let's begin with something that sounds like science fiction but is, in fact, very real, very squishy, and very promising: kefir-derived nanovesicles. Imagine this. You take a centuries-old fermented milk drink, yes, the bubbly, tangy cousin of yogurt known as kefir, and instead of just sipping it for gut health, you zoom in with a metaphorical microscope and extract microscopic bubbles of biological brilliance. These are extracellular vesicles, EVs, tiny lipid-bound packages that probiotic microbes in kefir naturally produce, as if they're little microbial FedEx trucks loaded with bioactive messages. Now, science is beginning to ask, what if we could use those same vesicles, not just to soothe a cranky gut, but to actually heal wounds? It turns out these nanovesicles are no ordinary bubbles. They're packed with proteins, lipids, microRNAs, and other biologically active molecules that can speak the language of human cells. When applied to a wound, especially severe ones like burns or trauma-induced skin tears, they don't just sit there like moisturizing lotion. They actually interact with the body's healing machinery, nudging immune cells to calm down inflammation, coaxing epithelial cells to migrate and close gaps faster, and even stimulating fibroblasts to lay down fresh collagen like enthusiastic interior decorators. Kefir-derived EVs seem to be particularly savvy when it comes to immune modulation. In typical wound healing, there's a Goldilocks zone. Too little inflammation and you risk infection. Too much, and you end up with scar tissue thicker than a bad plot twist. These nanovesicles appear to help navigate that balance by delivering anti-inflammatory signals when needed, while still allowing for necessary immune vigilance. Think of them as tiny diplomats sent by the probiotic community to negotiate peace treaties in your injured tissue. And while that might sound abstract, the implications are very real. Early studies have shown that wounds treated with kefir-derived EVs close significantly faster than untreated ones, with better structural integrity and reduced scarring. Even in the challenging context of burn wounds, which typically involve prolonged inflammation, high risk of infection, and slow epithelial regrowth, these nanovesicles act like a biochemical pep talk for your skin cells. You can do it. Regrow, reform, reconnect. But the magic doesn't stop at the wound site. There's emerging evidence that these vesicles also have systemic effects when applied topically or injected into wound beds. They may activate signaling pathways that reduce oxidative stress, encourage angiogenesis, aka new blood vessels for better oxygen delivery, and suppress excessive fibrosis. It's not just about faster healing, it's about better healing. Cleaner, more controlled, and with the kind of cellular choreography that leaves less behind in terms of scar tissue. What makes this even more attractive is the safety profile. Because kefir is a food product with a long history of safe consumption, its derived vesicles are considered biocompatible and low risk. No synthetic chemicals. No Frankenstein growth factors. Just tiny organic particles brewed by friendly microbes doing their thing. And yes, we're entering an era where your future wound dressing might include something labeled fermentation-derived nanotherapeutics. It sounds like something a cyberpunk character would use in a gritty future hospital, but it's happening now, in burn wards, in regenerative medicine labs, and potentially one day in your bathroom cabinet. So the next time you sip a glass of kefir, remember, it's not just a tangy digestive aid. It's a probiotic power player with the molecular equivalent of a Swiss Army knife. One that might, in the not-so-distant future, help heal wounds faster, reduce chronic inflammation, and bring microbial wisdom directly into trauma care. Because who knew your kitchen's weird fermented milk drink was also moonlighting as a bioengineered wound whisperer?